In 2002, Conservation Halton produced the Bronte Creek Watershed Study. The Bronte Creek Watershed Study identified Courtcliffe Park as a high priority for stream restoration as a result of over-widened creeks and barriers within the creek that were impacting negatively water quality and fish habitat.
So we decided to do this project because the creek in Courtcliffe Park was severely degraded. The previous owners had dug out the creek with heavy machinery, with excavators. We actually went up and looked at historical aerial photos of what the park looked like. And when you went back to 1930, you could see what it looked like as a forested landscape with a beautiful, narrow, meandering, healthy creek.
It evolved eventually in the 70s into a year-round sort of mobile home co-op. There was an annual bluegrass music festival held here at Courtcliffe Park. By 1998, all the mobile homes were moved out, and that began the conversion back to a park.
So when the city took it over, they determined that the vision for the park would be to make it a more natural space and bring it back to its natural heritage.
Brookies and Bronte Forever is an initiative Conservation Halton began in 2014. It's a program that focuses on improving habitat for brook trout in the Bronte Creek watershed in an effort to hopefully see populations start to rebound. Brook trout are kind of like a canary in a coal mine. Once we start to see their populations drop off, there's likely going to be other fish dropping off behind them and other aquatic organisms that we might start to lose.
They're the native trout. So native trout are part of our native biodiversity. They're also sentinels of the stream, and therefore that's why we want to focus on brook trout.
Okay, we're here at Courtcliffe Park. We've got our permits ready, equipment's on site. We're going to start the Mansburg Creek Restoration Project on Tuesday, February 21st. Stay tuned.
So phase 1 commenced in 2015. Phase 2 and phase 3 happened in 2016 and 2017. And because the alterations to the creek had essentially been done by machines, what we really needed to do was use machines to fix the creek.
This is just a good thing, and it's fun to build woody debris structures and habitat enhancement and know that it's enhancing the natural ecosystem, and it works.
So what we did to fix the creek in Courtcliffe Park were a few things. There was 3 locations where the park's walking path passed over top of the creek, and the culverts that were installed that allowed the water to flow underneath those walking paths were too small. So we had to replace those with bridges that would allow the creek waters to move freely underneath the walking paths. We created floodplain wetland features where there was before online ponds. Contractors came in, they installed natural channel design, which included installation of 9 new riffles. They also installed some pools and some overhead woody structure for fish and animals to live under and find refugia in, as well as some boulder clusters. And we did riparian plantings to restore the vegetation creekside. So within the park, we've planted over 1,000 native trees and shrubs, and we've planted these creekside to help reestablish the riparian area on Bronte and Mansburg Creek. And we've also planted wild wetland species within the floodplain wetland features. We reconnected Mansburg Creek to its original channel. We filled in those straightened channels and redirected all the flows back to the main channel of Bronte and Mansburg Creek. And this is really important because creeks actually build habitat features with the flow of the water. So once this channel had been naturally restored to a healthy state, we were then able to excavate out the earthen plug that had redirected Mansburg Creek into a straightened channel and restore flows back to the original channel of Mansburg Creek.
With regards to the Courtcliffe Park Restoration Project, I think to me the most exciting element of this is it's demonstrating that Conservation Halton and many conservation authorities around the province have this ability to put together multifaceted projects such as this that may span multiple years, have very different levels of restoration that are required, and then the ability to backstop all of that by putting together a coalition.
Because we do get our energy from the environment, we also want to make sure that we're restoring that environment back to its original form.
So I'm really pleased to see the fine work that people working together can do with a lot of perseverance, a lot of sweat equity, but can still do good work. I'm very pleased about that, and I'm very happy to have been partnered with this program.